something connected with the highway department that he did mostly. Fell over dead with a heart attack when he was, I'm not sure how old he was, because he first had a heart attack when he was 39 years old when they didn't think that they were going to keep him, you know. But later on he died of a massive heart attack, just fell over showing somebody his cattle out here where they were living here at the time that he died. But they live in Pennsylvania. This one, she has 3 daughters now, and still married to the same man she married when she was 16. And they have 3 daughters. And I had the good fortune, I wanted to go up Normal, finally moved up there and had an apartment with one of the granddaughters. And it's just beautiful country, and I went up there and visited for a week or 2, I'm not sure, it was 2 weeks. And Albert went, and I went there, and during the time we were married, we went to his brother's funeral, and then went to Pennsylvania the funeral was outside of Syracuse, New York, and I don't remember the little town's name. And then we went to Pennsylvania, where I had already been there before, by myself, before I was married to Albert. But then when we when we were planning to go to the funeral, I said, well, then we could go to Pennsylvania and see Norma. And that suited him just fine because he went to college and seminary in Pennsylvania. So that's what we did. And we did get to see Norma, but we, unfortunately, she was in a nursing home, and I don't think that she recognized us. At any rate, when she was going to when Norma died,
the other way.
When Norma died, she brought the body down here and put it with the fathers in Guadalupe Cemetery, and invited us to her, to the home in Austin that belonged to, it still belonged to Norma's family, but I mean, actually, it was Charlotte's granddaughter that hosted this little reception for the family. The family that could get together got together there in Austin. And I saw some of them again now when this one died that was their cousin, but it wasn't in my family, just in their mother's family. And Tatum, he's always been in business. He had a business degree and did well out. He had several shops when we went out. Norma and I went to, and we're in California 2 weeks, just because the only reason we went there at that time, I mean, we could have gone anytime we wanted to go, but the reason for our choosing it to go at that time was that Southwest carried us out there for $39 round trip. You can't even believe it.
Yeah, that was...
That's good enough reason, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
So we rented a car, and we stayed in his home, and then he had an apartment in Los Angeles itself, but he was living in Palm Springs and had a children's shop in Palm Springs, and then he had a shop in Rancho Mirage, and I think he's living in Rancho Mirage now, I think, but I'm not positive. I don't really have his address. But we had a good time out there. He's a big, tall, handsome man, and he and his wife don't have children. They're just in business. I didn't finish about Ernest's son with the business. He is now opening the 4th business, and the first and one that he had, he has sold because somebody wanted to buy it, so he sold it.
This was in Oregon.
Yes, but now he has the 4th one. There's 2 little towns that are close together. There's 2 in one town, and I guess there must be 2 in the other town. You know, not 4 in one town, but 2 in 2. 2 in each of 2 towns. And they're just in the middle of whatever happens there, you know. That kid has a great, and not a kid, you know, he's, like I said, he's going to be, he's born in 72, so he's going to be 30. I'm just amazed at what I'm doing. I'm hoping I see something great coming out of what Alice is doing in Europe. Carolyn was telling me the other night that Bob Dylan, that he had met Bob Dylan once and made an impression on Bob Dylan to the extent that he's arranged for some gigs or something for him in Netherlands.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something?
Yeah. Well, this is my parents and all their grandchildren at this one particular time. Maybe not all of them. Let's see if it's not a very good picture, but it's with the first wife of Walter, and this is Albert and his wife, Dad, Mother, my husband, and I. That's Ernest. And this Walter's son, Stephen, and well, this is Annette and Jean. I think this must be Albert's first daughter, and this is Kathy. Oh, this is, I don't know where that doesn't look right to me. I can't think now. What? We didn't have the list two, I guess, or whatever. Kathy hadn't been born yet, or whatever. That must be the case, because Kathy is we had three about the same. I mean, each of us had a daughter, one after the other, that are about the same age. This is Cindy, this is Galen, and Kathy must not have been born yet. That's the way that went. So just my first three on here. That was a smart thing to do, though, and had the first 3 and 5 years, and then rest a while, and then have 2 more. It sounds like we didn't know what we were doing, but we did. I told Carolyn not long ago, I said, we consciously created you. Give Kathy